let us move on with the TCG content for today because we have some things to talk about. Now, obviously, YCS Las Vegas has happened over the weekend, and you guys have probably seen what happened there and have talked about all of these controversies a bunch of times. So I want to move through it a little bit quicker than maybe if it was 2 days ago, you know, but yeah, we'll still talk about it in some way, shape, or form. I was thinking about going live on Sunday because I was returning home from the Invitational on Saturday. I got home at like 6:30 p.m. when the tournament was already underway, and I was just tired from traveling and all that, so I didn't want to go live immediately, and like, you know, hadn't seen my fiance in a couple days and all that, so I didn't feel like it. I did watch some of it though. I did watch some of it then during the night, so I have seen that already. We don't have to go back and rewatch it. Obviously quite the I want to say quite the controversial event, all things considered, you know, considering who won and what happened on the way there, right? Long story short, finals, I was definitely rooting for PAC's team. They did not win, unfortunately. Second place was PAC, Team Samurai X1 and Hansel Aguero, which I was obviously rooting for. They lost. There's one other small thing that I quickly want to give you guys a perspective on, is that this is funny. So just for context, which I mean, I don't think you guys need the context, but just in case anyone does not have the context right now, I'll provide it. So, Sam, this was a 3v3 YCS, right? So it's 3 matches being played at the same time. Whoever wins 2 matches out of the 3 wins the entire round. And going into the finals, Sam received a game loss for language because he cursed, I think, on stream after the top 4 match, which people were not very happy about. I'll say that much. Which I do understand your frustration, right? I do understand your frustration, because I know a lot of people were rooting for Sam and all that. So the full story, according to I've talked to PAC yesterday. I've talked to PAC yesterday, and PAC told me that Sam had previously gotten a warning for language in one of the previous rounds. I don't know exactly when. I don't know when that happened, but he already had a warning for it. He had a warning for it, which I think puts it into a different perspective. And I find it funny because the meme that everyone is using right now is the goddamn, right? Everyone is talking about the goddamn, right? Which, according to PAC, was actually not the reason he got a game loss. Goddamn was the one that he got a warning for. And then after the top 4 feature match, he said something like, "Let's fucking go," which was then the second warning and upgraded to a game loss. Which, on the one hand, I understand the frustration for everyone, and like, you know, it's like it's definitely, it's one of those situations where you're like, you need to get, like, the judge that gives you that penalty needs to have an incredibly bad day. Like, I think it's very unfortunate overall. The problem with it is, I don't think you can really hate on it, because it is technically, if you want to get really technical about it, right? The rules are the rules. It's in the policy document. He got a warning for it previously. It's not like they came right off the bat and said, like, yeah, you're gonna lose now. You're gonna get a game loss. They gave it happened once. They gave him a warning. They were like, hey, stop doing that, you know, and then did it again, which is like, it's weird, because I think they are in the right to do it. It's still incredibly, I feel like it's petty. Like it's like super it's not necessary, but that doesn't mean they're not in the right to do it. Like I think they can do it according to the policy document. Like it is what happened, right? It is what happened. But I still think it's definitely an unfortunate situation overall. Like, I'm not saying he deserved it, to be clear. I don't think he deserved the game loss for it. But that does not mean that the judge couldn't, like, do it. Like, I don't think the judge is completely at fault here. It's a very, very petty decision, but unfortunately he was in the position to make that decision. So I think ultimately if you're being told by a judge to stop cursing, and then you do it again, it's like, I'll say that much. If I was the judge, I wouldn't have penalized it. But that judge did, so it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but no. It is. You could even say it's goddamn unfortunate. That is true. It is. I think that's the best way to go about it. It is. Yeah, it is goddamn unfortunate. Yeah. It is goddamn unfortunate. Like that's what happened. Like, I personally, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know goddamn was a curse word. I still don't. I still don't think. I still don't know if I agree. I still don't know if I agree that it is a curse word. Like, I would not take any offense in it, and I think it's kind of awkward or kind of weird to take offense in something like goddamn. Like, you know, I understand when it's like a children's card game and someone says like something like fucking on stream, like let's fucking go or something like that. I kind of get that one. Goddamn, I don't really get it, right? You always say it too. I mean, the thing is, you do have to differentiate between something you say in your private life, or even for me, like on my private stream, I'm gonna use different words when I'm on a Konami stream, for example. Like when I have an interview after a Konami feature match, I'm not gonna run to like Ed Templar and scream "let's fucking go" into the mic. That's not something I would do. And I think that's what you need to understand. Like, you're in a different setting here. Rewatch your post-match interview after Bologna. Wait, do I say something there? No, there's no way I do, right? There's no way I do that. Hold up. Unironically, it'd be so funny. Hold up. Nah, you're scaring me right now. You're scaring me. There's no way.
So yeah, we are going to be having a
Duelists, your champion of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series live in Bologna is none other than the man himself, Joshua Schmidt!
That's a real one for that one, by the way.
Congratulations, Joshua. You've just come off the back of a world championship, and now you're straight back into winning YCSs. How does it feel?
Thank you so much. It still feels surreal every single time. It's
it never gets old.
It really doesn't.
Well, speaking of getting old, nothing's going to get old like having a good old trophy handed to you. This is your trophy and your prize card. Another versus Glatonia. Congratulations. Nah. Give it up for your trophy-holding champion, Joshua Schmidt. Thank you so much.
Nah, fine. Dude, you had me scared for it. I got one guide. I'll be honest. I got one guide, but I respect that. That was a good attempt at one guy. I got scared for a second, so you got me there. That was like a modern version of getting rickrolled. Okay. Anyways, it was the pack match, not this. Oh no, it's real. Oh.
Game 1, you grinded to the win pretty much through the runics, and then game 2. So I'm sure people at home spotted this, but it was the SP summon of the normal monster.
So that caught me really off guard, because I was like, wait, what could have gone wrong there? And because they interrupted us, and I was like, what happened? And then I realized, god damn, that thing does not have an effect. It really doesn't.
Nah, it's over. It's actually over. Oh no, dude. Oh, chat. No narcs. No narcs. We will just have to wait until, what's the term for it? When like a crime is like so far in the past that it doesn't like matter anymore. What's the word for that in English? Statute of limitations. I don't know what that's called. Anyways. Well, in my defense, like I said earlier, I genuinely didn't realize or didn't know that that was a curse word. I still don't consider it one, but okay, well. No narcs. No narcs. No narcs. Well, hey, actually, the first one was only a warning for Sam as well, right? Though now, hey. Delete the VOD. Delete the VOD is all I have to say. ZV, thank you for the gift sub to goddamn. Oh man. All right. Yeah, the first goddamn is free. The first one is free. Oh man. All right. Oh god. Okay, so that was honestly it was, you know, the thing is, to an extent, I think this entire situation, it's really unfortunate, but it's also like kind of funny. I don't know. It's like, I'm not saying he deserved it, but like the fact that we are literally as a community freaking like that we are talking about like the word goddamn being a curse word or not because Team Samurai X1 has gotten a game loss because of it on stream is like it's got its comedic elements, let's say it like that. Obviously the fact that it like led to the opponents winning was very unfortunate. I think that's the biggest problem that people have is like people were really rooting for Pac and Sam and Hansel in that finals. Like people really wanted them to win, which makes it obviously like more frustrating, right? But yeah. And that is a thing in general that we need to realize, like as a community in this moment, is like and this is something that Farfra brought up when I was watching his stream yesterday and they were talking about this entire situation. And also how like Hani acted in the finals towards Pac and all that, which I've watched that and I also thought it was cringe. But like Farfra said something along the lines of like people evaluate these actions based on their personal like perception on the person doing it, right? Like or like in short, it is so much easier to be triggered by someone that you personally don't like or that you're not rooting for, right? Which is 100% true. Like it's like if someone like if someone that you like acts like this, right, you're not going to be triggered by that as much. You might even think it's funny. Like if I think the comparison he made was like when Hani did something in the finals alongside, like looked at Pac and he was like, yeah, it's over. No, like I got this in the bag and all this kind of behavior. I don't know exactly what he said, but it's like people didn't like it. Watch it. I don't want to rewatch it. I watched it once or twice and I've cringed enough at it, but I don't want to. And then like it was awkward to watch and all that, but the thing is it's not against the rules to do this, you know. It doesn't make you likable in that moment. But I've seen the most unhinged takes on like on social media or on Twitch of like yeah, they should have like given Hani a game loss for it or whatever, you know. It's like, no, they shouldn't. It's not against the rules to be cringe. Like you can, and the thing is, you can dislike what he did for sure, like that's okay, but you can't argue that should be punished like that. Those are two very different things. Like you can find Hani unlikable all you want, but your point should not be he should get a penalty for that. There was one particular thing during the finals that he did that I felt like was maybe worth a warning, was when I think it was Pac's turn and Pac was thinking about what he wanted to do, and Hani was doing stuff like, oh, I need to draw Bonfire or Ash now, please. Like, he was not being quiet when it was Pac's turn to think, right? Which I think is somewhat like, I don't think that's fine, right? But it was like he wasn't given a warning for it, which was the maximum penalty that he could have gotten for it. Like I do think that was the only thing that I genuinely like had an issue with, was that during Pac's turn, when Pac was still thinking about some of his stuff, he was already saying like, please let me top deck Ash, and I'm gonna cook him or something like that, you know? Like, can you reveal not public knowledge in 3v3s? You see, the problem is in general, you are not allowed to reveal private information, right? The problem is, in a 3v3, you are meant to talk with your teammates, right? And this is a very normal thing, like telling your teammates like, hey, I'm basically what people are calling cringe is like him drawing his opening hand and showing it to his brother who's sitting next to him and being like, yeah, I'm on a god hand here, like I have a god hand right now, like I'm a win this, right? That kind of stuff, right? I personally think in a 3v3 setting, that's probably fine. Like, the way he said it is just like a very Hani way of saying it, which you can find likable or not, that's on you. But I don't think it's like against the rules, like he can't beat this or something like that. Like, if I'm playing a team tournament, I'm probably letting my teammates know that I'm about to win this game, right? Because it's important information that they need to have, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's What do you think about the zone moving incident? I did not see any of that. The zone moving incident is not something that I am aware of. The problem with this is, for this entire thing is that I have never played in a 3v3 YCS. I am not 100% familiar with the policy document of a 3v3 YCS, which is why I don't want to comment on these issues, because all it would be is my very uninformed opinion. And I think that's something that's also very important nowadays, is that you do not need to comment on everything. You don't need to have an opinion on everything. And on this particular thing is that I don't know this stuff well enough to have I have my own I don't have an informed take on it. So I don't think I need to make a judgment on it. The problem is Ruxin, otherwise people would have at most called Hani cringe. I mean, yeah, and I think it's fine to call Hani cringe for that. Like, no problem with that. Like, I personally could not imagine acting like this after a finals or during a finals. No matter if I know my opponent or like my opponent, even if I dislike my opponent, I wouldn't act like this. So I do find it cringe by all means, but that is not, it's still not against the rules, right? It's still not against the rules to act cringe, right? So